Okay, back with a video. Haven't made one in a little while. I play plenty of poker. I just haven't made a video. I've been playing a lot of like spin and goes and some tournaments. And I would put up a deep run of a tournament, but I found out that you have to have a deep run in order to put one up. So unfortunately, until I have one, I can't put one up. But playing some cash right now. You'll notice I'm playing on GG. Playing on GG for a little while and playing a bit of 10NL. And I haven't played. I've kind of played sort of intermittently over the last couple of months on GG, and I'm up a little over 100 and something dollars on the site, but I haven't played too much. And I haven't noticed a huge difference between this and Stars. I'm obviously not sure why there would be much difference in terms of the standard of play being relatively similar. If anything, I kind of noticed that it's probably a little bit tighter. Um, this is why I'm making a slightly loose open here with 9-7. And immediately get punished for it. See, this is why I shouldn't say stuff. I say it's a bit tighter. I make a loose open. I immediately get three bet. I would say I probably still prefer Stars, but I think the software on GG is nice and nice to look at, and the cards are nice to look at and everything. So yeah, I've got no problems with the site. I think the rake is higher. I believe that a lot of people sort of say the rake on GG is pretty insane. Get a cold four bet here. I think in these positions we probably just bang it in here. This guy's got reasonably aggressive stats. This could be a punt, but we will put him in. This shouldn't be a punt. I mean, this should, as long as there's some light four bets in this, this is okay. He calls queens, and we'll run it twice if he wants to. Let's do it. Be nice to win one. Well, that wasn't looking very good, was it, for a second there? But we get lucky on the second one. That was looking pretty miserable after that flop. Fortunately, we do get there. I think that's fine in those positions in particular. Going to check back this seven. And we'll make this one thing. Sometimes clicking on these things, I can't get there quickly enough. And fold with 10-7. I'll probably just make this 7.5, but we make it 8, which obviously put the guy off. If I'd made it 7.5, he definitely would have played. My overlay, I've tried to sort of make an overlay. It's pretty basic. I will attempt to stream at some point. I will get to that. I do have a habit of not getting to stuff, or getting to stuff, but getting there, getting there eventually. Open ace nine. I think this is fine to open the cutoff, but against a three double fold. Also notice that there's no HUD on GG. Well, they do have a HUD, like an internal HUD. Doesn't have the same amount of information, as readily available as you get with your own HUD that you can use on Stars or most sites. I've been playing a little bit also of 10NL full ring on PokerStars, and I do think there's a lot of value in it. It's probably not. I probably don't know if I'll make a video because full ring can be kind of dull. I think I could make a highlights video, but full ring in general can be quite boring. But I think there's a lot of value in it because I've noticed like the standard of play, and I've known this for a long time, but the standard of play is quite poor often at the full ring tables. I think it's where you find the worst players. Playing Russian Cash or Zoom, I think probably you find better players. So it's actually more difficult to make money or just be a winning player playing Zoom than it is playing regular tables. But people like it obviously because it's convenient, and in terms of it, you can whip through the hands. You don't have to sit there being too patient. We get called by both blinds here on the left. He leads with the guy behind. Maybe is this too tight just to fold? What plan has? It's not going to be a jack and be a weak ace. So I think we'll play it. Say play it safe, play it tight. Get three bet here. This guy's three bet stat, not particularly high. little tight, but I'm trying to be not get too carried away with too many four bet bluffs. Not something I do a huge amount of, but something I've tried to work into my game a little bit with some four bet bluffs. But I think when you're not getting three bet that much, you don't have to do too much of it. These pools do tend to play fairly nitty. This guy's got 68% VPIP over 96 hands. And this guy's playing some pots. Usually I would not call here, but against a guy playing that frequently, I think it's okay to call. Yeah. Are we going to get ourselves in trouble here? I mean, usually I wouldn't call. It's only calling because the guy's VPIP is insanely high. We're just going to call. And, well, that's a very, very good turn card, in case you didn't realize. We check. What sizing do we want to go? I think we want to go reasonably big. Although I'm expecting there to be plenty of give ups here. I think we just go something like this. This is fine. Only fold. Yeah, a guy playing like that, I think when he checks, it's kind of raising the white flag, but still think we want to bet, try and build the pot. So I said I've been playing quite a few tournaments lately. I've been able to get in the money and even progress a little bit further. Like I played a $5 tournament earlier on PokerStars, and I played that tournament like the Micro Bounty Builder. They play at 5.5, and I sometimes play that while playing some spin and goes. I've been able to get a decent distance into it. I don't know if anyone else has this problem. Just cannot seem to then push on to go further, where you can actually maybe get a half decent payday if you make the final table. Just haven't been able to do that. Um, This guy makes it 3.3. I suppose King 10 of Diamonds still just a fold. We'll just get rid of this. Okay. And without a heart. Well, there's a very dry board. I think we can probably just bet. We'll just bet small and hey, try and take it down. We do. Want to try and get a little bit more volume in. I tend to play a bit of Russian cash or Zoom for a while, and then I move to spin and goes. Then I play tournaments. And I did a little bit unfocused. So I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on playing full ring because I really do think there's decent value playing that. This guy's got an 11% VPIP over 571 hands. I think it's actually, we're a bit deeper as well. I think it's okay to play this as a call. It's a little bit passive, but which we have a disguised hand post flop as well. King Jack of clubs against a three bet. In these particular positions, I think this range is going to be very strong. I'd rather call here with 5-6 suited than I would with King Jack. Here, definitely going to be calling. We have the best hand a lot. We've also got backdoor flush draw. And clearly a nice turn card. And a nice run out. When he checks back the turn, I think he's going to have nothing, a fair amount. He's going to have queens and jack. He has queens and jacks with a spade. They probably call something like this. No spade, I think, just folds. If we get raised, then I think he'd be representing exactly king's full. But I will be making some more videos and definitely releasing a little bit more regularly than I have been, which is to say not at all for about the last 3 months. I know you've all been on. I know you've all been on the edge of your seat. You've all been going, why is booklet time not posting? I'm not getting my weekly booklet time. Yeah, go for a three bet here with ace five. High card, low card, not a bad hand to do it with. If he does four bet, we can just toss it. It's not really a great hand. There's another play that I'm trying to work in a little bit is the three bet from the big blind as play like blind on blind. I think I have a tendency from the big blind just to call because you got position. I don't think that's a terrible thing. This here could be a three bet with ace nine. But as like I said, I'm trying not to overdo it. But maybe I underdo it. Maybe I'm still a little bit too passive. It's like when games play really nitty, it sort of well, I think I've already said this before, like it sort of almost encourages you then to play nitty because people just aren't really putting chips out there unless they've got it. So you're going to try and put lots of small bets, but when you get significant resistance, you're going to often have to fold. It's okay to bet this board. We don't have to bet it all the time. So when we do bet, I think we go half pot. It's a good board for our range. It's a pretty shitty board for our hand. Does anyone else find that they just cannot help themselves but rabbit hunt, even if it's of absolutely no relevance, no consequence whatsoever? So this guy's got a 43% VPIP. He's also playing a broken stack, so I think this isn't the worst hand in the world to call with. We, I like the first guy out. We do keep in some dominated hands. I think for two bigs we will call, even with a player behind us. Jack eight in position, we'll call. This is kind of questionable with the king jack. So we have an easy call here with Jack eight and check with the king jack. Yeah, he checks here. I think he's going to be checking most of his hands. And we've got no real reason to bet. We're just trying to get this to a showdown. And here, same thing. Okay, and that guy really is perhaps not very good. Um, I think we can bet here. I think a third pot we can get called by a pair under the jack. Seven might call us as well, and something like that. Yeah, that's I've got to remember how you label people. You click on the thing and it brings it up, right? Yeah, that problem with tournaments, I really, really just feel like there's a tournament that I'm going to have soonish where I'm going to run just that bit better, or maybe play that bit better, slash also run better when it gets a bit deeper in the tournament. Because today I played the $5.51. I had a decent stack with like a couple of hundred people left, and I got it in with nines against queens in a big pot. And I'm like, did I need to get those nines in? I think it was the right play. I always get a little bit frustrated saying I made the right play as I see my chips flying off to someone else. We get a big flop over here. Wow. Um, this is a weird one because anything we do is going to look super strong, but I do think I want to raise. Get it in against worse fives. 8-5 is not a hand people are going to have. Pocket eights is really nasty if somebody has that. Wow. Well, I don't see how we can not get it in, but it's going to be very frustrating if he has eights. Okay. And we hold. Nice. So I wasn't expecting really to have aces. I mean, I was kind of yelling, screaming that I had a five there, but You didn't listen. Thank God for that. And like a big boy, I didn't cash out, eh? What a brave man I am. There was $20 on the line, and I went, no, no, I want the whole 20 or whatever it was. This playing pretty snug. Nines, I'm not talking to you after what you did to me earlier. And it, not that it should be queens, but it came like queen, jack, king. And I think I need a 10. Turn was a jack, river was a 10. Just to take the piss out of me. It gave me the card I needed, but only after it paired the board and I was drawing dead. But I've never really studied tournaments. I've played them for many, many years, and the best results I've had have been, well, over 15 years ago. I had some decent results, but no, and I only play maybe a couple a week, so maybe somewhere between 2 and 5 a week. So it's a really minuscule amount, really. When you see that there's people who stream are often playing 40 or 50 in a session, and can often have sessions where they don't do very well in any of them. Decided to check this on this board. Obviously, not a great turn card, but we'll just check all the turn. Yeah, I mean, he's got a 43% VPIP over what, 51 hands. He's going to be betting this, I think, when we check to him twice with just about anything. So we're going to call and then check the river and let's just reevaluate, see what he does. And he checks. We should be good then. Okay. We'll just go for a small C bet on this board with range, I think. And we get quickly called. You want to get called quickly, like he would probably at least think about check raising an eight. So it's going to be plenty of flush draws. It's going to be like some kings. I think here probably we're going to check and then just call the river, see if we can pick off a bluff. Obviously, that is the card we were hoping for. Oops. Excuse me. Now, I think we just now have to fold and we see what we can be beating. This guy's got 13% VPIP and his three bet is very large. So even though it's a bit wussy, I'm going to just throw it away. I do tend to be a little bit cautious against three bets, but if people three bet more, I would then change my approach. I think that definitely I think is a little bit of a weakness of mine, perhaps over folding to three bet. And I'm aware this king six offsuit is not an open in any form of theory, but the blinds have got low VPIP, so and we'll check back this king jack. Now we just bet half. Called. Bet half got hit. He called very very quickly. I don't think he's ever going to have a hand better than this when he does it quickly. So, but with these particular two pair, I think this bet is probably about right, 60%. He's quickly folds. 10-5 suited, even to a min raise. I think to a min raise or treat ourselves to a call. Might be a little bit fishy. And just throw it away. Sevens, nice easy call. And a nice set on the flop. Very nice. We'll check it over to the razor. He doesn't choose to bet. We get a very pleasant looking turn card. I don't think this guy's going to suddenly start betting this card, so we'll just start betting ourselves. This seems fine. We'll start trying to build the pot. No action with the queens. Pretty nasty card here with the sevens. Clearly not the card we wanted, but he can have a four. He can have a seven. So we're in a bet here and then just fold to a check raise. Okay, at eights. Not a bad hand to check back here. Ace high with the backdoor spades. We'll check this one back. And on that board here, I'll just let it go. Make the video about half an hour. So we played for about 20 minutes or so. You see this overlay I've made might need a little bit of sprucing up. It is pretty basic. The picture of a donkey in the bottom left, and then perhaps the most basic writing you've ever seen in your life. I think I might try and make that slightly better. Very, very snug. Very snug. We'll go for a raise in the small blind. This is it's a bit loose, 7-8 offsuit. And yeah, it's probably a fold. Particularly, there's this guy got a higher three bet stat. I should look at that before. 8% over 201 hands. It's a little bit loose. Might have to start tightening up just a bit from the small blind. This is one of the weaker hands I'll raise from under the gun, King nine spades, and we get punished again. Just as I say stuff like we don't get three bet that much, we get three bet again. And this guy, it's only 17 hands, so insignificant. He hasn't three bet yet. I don't know if there is a stat on here which tells you how often people fold to three bet. A lot of my play on here when I base it on the HUD is based largely on the VPIP. And the VPIP probably is the most important thing about anybody, just how many pots they play. Again, open shove for 300 big blinds. That doesn't seem like a great play, but let me ask you this, anyone watching. Has that ever happened where someone shoved like 300 bigs and you've got 300 bigs and you've been sat there with aces? Has anyone ever had that happen to them? But I don't think I have. I've seen people do that. You're always sat there with a piece of cheese. It must like just be some form of law, I think, that you have to have a piece of garbage when someone does that. I should be making a few more sort of markings for the people that markings like labeling people for when they have broken stacks, but I haven't been. I think that's one thing about GG. I just feel it's slightly trickier to do that. Maybe it's just me. Go for three bet here on the button, King Queen. So I've got a high V bit 40 over. That's only 56 hands. It's not a large number. He calls. You get the ace high board, clearly not the ball we wanted, but we'll just go with a small C bet. And I think this is fine with just everything. Hey, nice, nice. Raise under the gun, cool. Second position. We've got king ten of diamonds. Yeah, a little cool here. I think that's okay. Even out of position, it's suited Broadway-ish. It's probably all right. One big. We had a heart or a spade, I think we would call, but since we don't, we've got a bloke behind us, we'll just throw away. Get called, and we flop absolutely nothing. So I think on this board, we'll just go for a third and just hope we just absolutely completely whiff, and if not, we just give it up. We turn a little something inside straight draw. I don't know if I want to blast here and try to get him to fold stuff like 9 8s. He's also going to have stuff maybe like 7 6s that will call. Maybe I'm just better off just taking it, see if I can hit a 6. I can't. That's half ball. Cat 10 of diamonds. This could be a 3 bet. I think it's okay to go either way. A lot of the time in those sorts of spots, I do tend to err on the side of being a little bit more passive, but particularly when we're a bit deeper. I think when we've got the open ender here in the backdoor diamonds, we can call. I don't think I want to check raise. And if he does check back, then I think it's okay for us to bluff the river. If it's 5 point, if it's half pot, we don't have an overcard to go with it. Very unlikely that he has a full house right now, but if we're probably out of position, it becomes a bit tricky. If we're going to play that, maybe we could check raise the flop. Go for the more aggressive option sometimes. Jack 10 of diamonds again over here. And we'll go for the call. We'll play for a couple more minutes and then call it a video. And this gentleman here decided he wanted to go for the squeeze. Who can blame him? Doesn't look like anyone's got much interest. I won't hang around, I'll just throw him out of the way. Right, ace 10 of diamonds. Here we will actually go for the 3 bet and we'll bump it up to 10. On the button here with fives, we'll call. Yeah, both players check. Do I want to stab here? Or is it just too optimistic to try and get it through 2 players on this board? Probably too optimistic. Yeah, we'll make these some of the last hands of the session. Well, we get called from the small blind and a really pretty unappealing flop. Although I think we want to check most of the time. So a small 3 there. And we'll check this one back. It's okay to bet now. We can put pressure on his like deuces, threes, fours. And pressure on the similar hands. I think we'll bet that reasonably big. We get called in both spots here with our King Jack suited, or both spots we get called by the button and big blind, and we get a bit of a stinky flop, so we will be check folded. Right, we'll make the next hands on both tables the last hands. All here with Jack five of hearts. I ain't the flop we wanted. All right, and sort of sitting out, and we'll defend here for a min raise with Jack 10. And, I think we'll be just check folding here. Yep. Okay, call it a session, and looks like we're up a little over a buy-in. Got about what? Little on the table, 22. So I got 34. I think I got the $35 on there. It's maybe about a buy-in and a half. Bad little session there. First video in a while. I haven't played a huge amount of Russian cash, as I say, so I'm a little rusty. Not that I was ever that great to begin with, but there'll be more to come. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching, and take care. Bye bye.